What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NBA High Five video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway I do every single week on this channel. Remember, y'all, everybody coming to this video that is watching this video right now, we all have one common goal is to get to that money tonight. So, in the comment section, talk amongst yourselves, talk out slate, all types of stuff. Just, everybody in the comment section is here for the same reason. So, go down in that comment section, get involved, whatever, and just comment anything, period, for the $50 giveaway I do every single week on this channel. Thank you guys for joining me. As always, we had the first slate of the year. Last night, an only 2-game slate, but today is what I feel like is the real start to the NBA season. You've got a 12-game slate today. Incredibly excited for this slate tonight. Excited is not even a word for it. I am ecstatic for this slate tonight. There's multiple ways that you can go in this slate. We obviously have so many different things that you could do. But I'm going to plug in the high five, kind of talk about the high five guys, briefly talk about maybe some other ways to go, and then leave you guys to it. All right. The winner of the first video of the NBA season giveaway is Matt Simonelli. I hope I'm saying your name right, but Matt Simonelli. Hit me up on Twitter at cam_ATL so I could send over that $50. Give me your PayPal information and all that other stuff. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Matt, for commenting. Everybody else who commented on the first video of the year, do the same thing on this one. Let's blow it up. Let's get it. I will be choosing another winner next week. When I start the week off Monday morning, we will choose a winner from this week's. And I'll randomly select one of the videos throughout the week. So, after this video, I will be doing the first look lineup video for NFL. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check my channel for that as well in a little while. So let's get straight into it. Now, looking over this slate, there's some solid value. And it has landed me on being able to get the top projected total overall spend that I can possibly imagine. And that's always going to be Jokic. Jokic, just the way that he can put stats up in multiple categories. This is a big man that can put up a ton of points, is going to probably get more rebounds than anyone on the slate, and also has the potential to get more assists than anyone on the slate. This dude is just a ridiculous player. With Jamal Murray back and Michael Porter Jr. back, that's even more assists available to him. But you have to understand also, as the day goes on, I'll be looking more into this. As of right now, like I said, I'm going with my top overall scoring player of the slate, and that's going to be Jokic for now. But there are multiple reasons why you could decide if Jokic is super high owned that you could decide to pivot off of it. One reason being Jamal Murray is back. He's been out for a while. Jokic's usage has been elevated because of that. Michael Porter Jr. is back. Once again, that was a usage elevator for Jokic while he was out. Both of these guys are back, and they're going to bring Jokic's usage down slightly, just naturally. Okay. Another issue is that Utah is not the Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell Utah anymore. This team is going to struggle a little bit, and they might struggle to put some points up here against Denver. Denver's a solid defense, and Utah just doesn't have a ton going for them at the moment, losing Gobert and Mitchell. So this game could be a blowout. What you're hoping is that the game is in Utah, so Utah keeps it competitive. Now, as the day goes on, I might very well decide to get off Jokic because of blowout potential and then usage dropping with Jamal and Porter coming back. You know what I mean? But as of right now, I have the value, so I'm going to go ahead and just go with my top overall projected guy, and that's Jokic grades out as the best option, just based off of everything he can do in the on this team. And if it's a blowout, it's largely due to Jokic. Next guy that I really like is going to be another center. I was torn between going Siakam or Adebayo. I love Siakam today as well in that matchup. It's beautiful. I love Sabonis as well today because that game is sexy. But I'm landing on Bam Adebayo because 6'4" is just too cheap for me. Double centers the way I'm going early. Bam Adebayo at 6'4" is too cheap, especially going against Vucevic on the other side. Vucevic is a solid defender. He's a solid overall center. You know what I mean? But because of this, Miami's going to have to play Adebayo heavy minutes. And because of this, he should land in value at only 6'4". 6'4" is just too cheap for a guy who also throughout the preseason, I know it's just preseason, you don't want to put too much merit on it, but it is a good way to get an idea of where the usage is at on certain teams when their starters were in. And Bam Adebayo had the highest usage on this Miami team. So that is a very interesting tidbit. Throughout preseason, Bam Adebayo had over a 30% usage rate. So that's huge. That's elite level. So Bam Adebayo will continue to get better as his career goes on. And Bam is just in a fantastic spot here. At 6'4", is just too cheap. Next up, the next player in my high five that I want to lock in is going to be an amazing value of Trey Jones. As we know, DeJounte Murray is on the championship winning Atlanta Hawks now. You know what I mean? So sorry, everyone. We have DeJounte Murray now. It's game over. Season's over. We can cancel it now because we all know who's going to win. But anyway, uh, now that DeJounte Murray's out, San Antonio is a spot I really like to grab value today because with DeJounte Murray out, that's one of the highest usage players that have moved on throughout the offseason, and that's going to open up a lot of usage on San Antonio. When you look through the preseason, Trey Jones isn't a guy who's going to take a ton of shots. You know what I mean? But he's going to be the facilitator of this offense. The guy who's really going to step up usage-wise is going to be Devin Vassell. Okay? Devin Vassell is a guy I really, really like from San Antonio. Once again, I talked about the preseason information earlier. Obviously, it's preseason, but you can get a good idea as the starters have been on the floor for their limited time what the usage rates are going to kind of around about be like. Devin Vassell, 30%, or right under. I think it was like 28 to 30%. That's huge for a guy at 4'6", if he's going to be taking a ton of shots in this offense, and I think he will. So Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones, all solid options for San Antonio. I like them all. And they're all in fantastic spots. All right, to finish it off, Jalen Green's my next guy. Jalen Green ended last season off on a huge note. Jalen Green was dropping 50 bombs last season at the end of the year, if y'all remember. Now the matchup against Atlanta is fantastic. This is one of the higher totals of the slate. There is blowout potential, obviously, but Jalen Green at 5'4" can hit value before a blowout potential happens. I think it's a fantastic spot. Other guys that I'll go over overall guys that I like are grading out well for me in a second. But yeah, Trey Jones, no DeJounte Murray. Devin Vassell, no DeJounte Murray. That's a big usage guy out for this team. That is going to give them huge bumps in a very plus matchup against Charlotte. All right, and they're cheap, 4-2, 4-6. Jokic as the overall spend up, just because we have solid value, we can go with who we believe will be the top scoring player on the slate. Jalen Green is going to be a stud throughout the preseason. He also was the highest usage guy on this Houston team. He was the guy offensively for them, and I would not be surprised to see him drop a huge score in this first game. And Bam Adebayo, like I said, at 6'4" is just too cheap. I don't really need to explain this much. That's just too cheap, man. Now, there is some spots that I didn't mention that are really interesting to me. Trae Young's in a blowout spot, but at 9'5", he's got probably the highest usage of any elite stud player throughout the preseason early on. Like, his usage is ridiculous. Now that DeJounte Murray's there, he can play off the ball a little bit, and it's really working out great for Trae Young. So he could absolutely destroy. And people are probably off of him because DeJounte Murray's there. They think usage dropping and all that. But his usage is huge throughout the first games. Like, DeJounte Murray being there, being able to facilitate is really opening things up for Trae Young. And he could have a huge season this year. Kevin Durant sticks out to me. This is the game. This game and the Sacramento Portland game are two games I'm really wanting to get some pieces in. Because they are the highest total games that are the closest spread. So I'm not as worried about blowout situations here with them. Kevin Durant is the guy that I would probably pivot to if I decide not to go Jokic, because Kevin Durant's the highest usage player on his team, and he's in one of the top totals of the slate and in a close spread. So this game should be a good game in Brooklyn. I wouldn't be surprised to see Durant end up being the highest scoring player on the slate. Let's sort by value, because we all know getting the spend down guys right is going to be the best way to go. Vassell, Green, and Jones are in the high five. And then we've got some other value guys. We got De'Aaron Sharp as like a value 3K guy. Concher, Podol. We've got some centers. Bam Adebayo grades out. Kevin Porter. Keldon Johnson I talked about. I like some Charlotte guys. Terry Rozier I do like. But that's about it, man. This slate is beautiful. There's so many different ways to go. But the high five is Trey Jones, Devin Vassell, Jokic, Jalen Green, and Bam Adebayo. Good luck, everyone. Let's smash this first large slate of the season. Incredibly excited for this slate. Like I said, when it comes to this high five, the guy that I will really be spending a lot of time on looking at is Jokic. I gave my reasoning for why he's a great play. and I gave my reasoning why he could possibly be a play that doesn't return a ton of value, and if you pivot off, could put you immediately at takedown range. In cash games with the value, joking might be the safest option. Um, but yeah, I mean, pivoting off of a Jokic for a Kevin Durant in a higher total, in a closer spread, and he has just the same kind of usage. He's not going to do as much as Jokic, though. Jokic's going to get points, rebounds, assists. You know what I mean? Like, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Bag might take away some points, some scoring from Jokic, but it's not. It's going to help his assists. You know what I mean? He's going to get even more assists now having these guys around him as well. Might take away from rebounds. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, it's the beginning of the season. We'll have to see what happens. But I would imagine with Murray and Porter being back, that's going to take a little bit away from Jokic. But Jokic's still the one of the top players in the entire league, and he's most times going to score a ton of points on slates, and he does have high potential to score the most points on this slate, and as of right now I have him projected to do so. So especially if that game stays close, he could break the slate, and that's what scares you. All right, thank you guys for joining me as always. Let's get this money. I'm out. Peace.